Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Welcome to the show. I wish you could have seen the last 10 seconds. In fact, if we have a replay cam running, we'll have to do that. I'm Bruce Barker. There is Donnie Couch.
Hey.
Well, look at that. I almost had like a, it was an empty chair syndrome there. It's like an empty nest.
Oh, don't do that. That gives Dar a complex.
Let's not go political here.
Okay, there we go. There's Dar Hawthorne. Hey, welcome, guys.
Hello,
welcome
everybody.
to Speed Scene Live. And I know also on the phone is, let's introduce him now, Scott Lucky Hudson. Where you at, as they say on the Boost mobile ads? Where you at?
Bro.
Where you at? Where you been? Where you going? This is Lucky. I'm sitting in the pits out here at Beach Bend, Bowling Green, Kentucky for the NHRA National Hot Rod Reunion. I'm already pitted. The race car's out. The trailer's in the vendor area. I'm good to go. I'm going to run Gas Eliminator this weekend. And, man, it's going to shape up to be a great race. I just had to call in, say hi to Dar and Donnie, and tell them I'm anxious to hear all about the Night and Nitro race.
Hey, Scott, how's the humidity festival up there? Did you get a chance to stop by before you headed to Bowling Green?
You know, it's not bad at all right now. It's really nice.
Give it a couple
all
of days,
these
buddy.
Thunderstorms and tornadoes been keeping the humidity down.
Well, we wish you could come down and be on the show with us, but tonight's like, parental guidance suggested. We haven't even begun to ruin your show while you're gone yet.
Well, cool. Well, I'm going to get off the air in a minute. I got to let people know that June 29th at Bakersfield, there's going to be a big super stock race. They're also going to have Super Street, Super Gas. Also this weekend, Verona has a big nostalgia show and go and Pontiac Heaven race for all you Pontiac fans. And way out up here in my neck of the woods, up in Norwalk, Ohio, the NMRA Ford Nationals at Summer Motorsports Park. So there's a lot going on everywhere else. And last weekend was the Speed Scene Live Nationals. I've got a ton of footage. I'm going to have all that coming up on the show in a little bit. But tonight, it's all about the Nitro. So
hey, Scott,
I'll talk to you guys later.
Would you speed it up, Scott? We're trying to get on with this show.
Yeah. Hey, go win a trophy,
Talk
and
to
we'll
you
have
later,
you
guys.
on the show. How's that?
And put a Speed Scene Live sticker on your car.
Yeah,
before
we'll feature the car if you've got the sticker. Hey, Dar, where you been?
Donnie.
Hey, you guys take good care of Ray now, okay?
Oh, I don't know about Bruce here, if he's going to be left.
There aren't enough chairs,
Yeah.
so we're going to see where we'll work
Yeah,
out.
it's a big show, so we got to move on to
This
bigger
is a big
guests.
show. Yeah, we got to go, Lucky. Come on.
Go get a
Talk to you guys
trophy. We'll
later.
feature
Bye-bye.
you on the show.
Well, look at that. He already said, guys, talk to you later. Bye.
I bet it's the last time we do the show, huh, Dar?
Yeah, I thought it might be, but
Yeah.
I think we just nailed it.
Hey, Dar, where you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been looking for a place to live. Looking for a new house, and
Wow. Got kicked out again.
Yeah, this is the third time this year, but I figure third time's a charm,
Well, I know it's great to see you, and we're going to be at Bakersfield for the Night of Nitro this weekend.
I tell you what, when we're in the pits, let's call each other, because you never return my phone calls, and I never return your phone calls.
But I see you on Facebook, so, we're good.
But I
see
do
you on
have
Facebook.
I did get a call today from a friend of ours down in Texas, and he said, "Would you ask Donnie if he'd
to
call
get the
back
Great
John
White
Hale?"
with the Great White video. I know.
All right.
Well, we finally got an editor, so we're looking
All right,
good. But
good.
I've been at Industry Hills. Speedway started every Wednesday night. They got like 14 events. We've already ran 2 of them. And hey, last Wednesday, we're going to be there tomorrow. My cameraman, me and Ken. Well, he's a sound guy, but he's subbing as a cameraman until we can get him real work. But hey, Bruce, can you roll the video? We got the final of last week's race at Industry Hills.
Back to the action as we try to restart the final. Max Rommel, the number 3 position. Fox on the outside. Billy Hamill
I don't know.
pulling up.
I whispered Fox.
Charlie Venegas, he's in the penalty box starting from the outside.
Dang, you were right in the infield.
Yeah, well, we put Ken out there. They trust us out there. You believe it? And they trust us with this show. But great racing every Wednesday night.
Well, Donnie's wearing a metal cup there, by the way. So
Yeah, well,
just in case.
it was supposed to be a shoe, but it didn't fit. You know what I mean? The shoe fits where it didn't. So.
It took me a bit.
Come on.
It took me a bit.
But hey, great racing out here every week. $10 to get in.
Yeah, if you can make it out, it is truly an amazing thing. I mean, I haven't seen racing this good, flat track racing, speedway racing since Ascot, and I don't even remember when Ascot closed.
Covered, lighted arena.
It's a great place, great bars, great food, and really great access to the riders. It's really a fun place.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the second week in a row, it's Billy Hamill in the Monster Energy bike. Hagen Shocks winning it for the second week in a row at Industry Hills. What an exciting night of racing here.
Well, it was some great racing. The first two races, there's more riders coming every week, and as school gets out, the crowds get bigger, and there's a good restaurant up there, a couple good bars, Dar.
Was Maverick running?
Maverick was running.
Yeah.
He kind of had an off night. He's one of our show favorites, but still getting used to that new bike, and they were riding pretty hard. But, hey, we did get a chance to talk to Billy Hamill, one of the greats. This guy's got a lot of class. Billy's won the first two events of the year, and here he is in the winner's circle.
Billy Hamill.
What's up, Donnie?
Hey, 2 events, 2 victories. That's a good way to start out the year, my friend.
Yeah, excellent. That was a bit touch and go for me in that last race. I didn't say anything to anybody, but we had actually a malfunction with the lay shaft bearings started going away in the semis. And we came back in the pits, and they were just wobbling all the way. And my mechanic's like, "Oh, let's jump on the backup bike." And I was like, "Nah, we're not jumping on no backup bike. We can do 4 laps." So luckily it made it. But I was thinking, man, if this thing goes, it's going to be messy, and it was going to spit the chains and everything. But it held up. So it was. I had my hands full. I was waiting for something, and it was making noises, but it pulled through for me. So can't thank my sponsors enough, man. Monster Energy, Hagen Shocks, Joker Machine, Jeff Arnold, my great mechanic, Lewis Hughes helping me out. He got a win. We grew up together, so that was cool. And everybody, it was a good show.
Well, it's a great night here. And, I want to say that Max Rommel, he was riding pretty good in the final. He was right on you there for a while, and really proud of a 16-year-old kid. Of course, I know, you help all these kids out.
Without a doubt, I've been mentoring Max and Gino since they were small children. So it's awesome for me to see, and they're riding beyond their years with a lot of maturity, not making 16-year-old mistakes. They're like I said, they're riding beyond their years, and I couldn't be prouder of both of them. They're going to be going over to England with me for the Speedway World Cup. Gino's in the team. We're going to take Max with us as a reserve, and he fully deserves that spot. So American Speedway's got a bright future, and look at the crowds, man. Everything's on the up and up right now, I believe.
Second race of the season, Billy Hamill, second victory. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Billy.
Thanks, Donnie. Right on.
Back to you in the studio.
And look at that. It just happens to be Donnie in the studio. Along
Hey,
with Bruce
there
Barker,
there
there's
we
Dar
are.
Hawthorne with the, that's the poster for...
Saturday Night Nitro coming up this Saturday the 15th.
Dun, dun, dun.
At Auto Club Famoso Raceway. And who do we have on the phone but Blake Bowser?
Well, hey, Blake, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey guys, good evening.
Hey, I was just going to call you, Blake, about some free tickets for the
Some tickets?
weekend.
Yeah, no problem.
So, what a coincidence you
Hey,
called in.
Donnie, I still owe you watching that footage there of Industry Hills. You got me in trouble on Facebook, by the way.
Why? Why did I get you in trouble?
We were at a race 2 summers ago, and I was at the car show at the museum there, the cruise on a Wednesday, and let's go to the bike race. Went over there, and
You didn't tell
told
the
my
wife,
wife,
did you?
oh yeah, we're gonna be home late. The car show's running late and all that. Lo and behold, you took a picture of me and you, and we put on Facebook. My daughter saw it. Hey, saw you went to bike races last night. I got anyway.
Well, I'm
you
sure
still
there's a
singing?
lot more
was
stuff
my,
to get you in trouble with the wife rather than being out at the
That was my first
motorcycle
experience
race.
realizing that
Because I've been around you quite a bit. I know what goes on out at that track.
Obviously, he's still stinging.
Hey, Blake, so we're getting ready, man. I hear there's a big lineup for Saturday night.
We have got cars calling like crazy all this week. They're all kind of calling and confirming they're going to be here. And my count right now looks like about 16 funny cars, maybe more. That's the ones that have said they're coming. We've got 4 front motor cars, 2 fuel alters, and 2 jet dragsters. So it's going to be a real fun night.
You pack that all in one night, man. That's a great event. And what time does that start, Blake?
Well, we'll open the gate Saturday at noon. We'll start running cars down the track at 2. We're having an open test and tune. In fact, we're taking online entries for that. We're limiting it to 75 cars. That's good for our Friday night test and tune as well as Saturday. And that starts at 2. We'll run those until evening, and then we'll do 2 field sessions at 8:30 and 10:30. And then we'll call it a night, probably around maybe midnight or so.
So is it all the cars run 2 rounds, and then the 2 low ETs determine how do you determine the winner of the event?
Yeah, it's 2 sessions. The first session's an all-run. Every car will make a pass. We're actually doing, just for the funny cars, we're doing a shootout. The fielders and everything else is just coming to get some laps in. Murphy's bringing that car he bought, the new car, Owsley's car. Mike Fuller's bringing his car. So they're getting some laps and get ready for Boise. But the funny cars will do an all-run at 8:30, and then the quick 8 will come back, and we'll determine the winner based on the quick 8. We'll pair them up, pro ladder 1 versus 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5, and the quickest winner of the quick 8 shootout will determine the winner of the event.
Well, and of course, I heard the last thing down the track are those jet cars, and they're pretty exciting to watch.
Hey, Blake, too.
We're waiting for the windows of that tower to blow out. We keep bringing Rango up.
You can hear them rattling.
One of these days.
Hopefully it's just when Mike English is up there, not me.
Yeah, that's the jet cars, hopefully, making the windows shake, not Mike English's voice.
Hey, Blake, adding some excitement to this deal, at Boise for the Igniter, you started the Boise Bakersfield Blitz, and you're going to be introducing a T-shirt there.
We are.
And the points are starting to rack up pretty well. And I believe Dan Horan's number 1 in points, and Robert Overholzer. Could you give us a thumbnail of what's going on with the Blitz and how you came about it?
Yeah, I visited the news a few times, their track in August every year. We're going again this summer, and just, we're trying to figure out a way to get cars to travel. So we thought, the guys that do travel deserve something as a reward. So I called Scott, and we kind of threw some ideas around, and Scott ran it past his dad, and I ran it past mine, and we're both family-run tracks, so we can kind of make some decisions pretty easily. And we came with this Blitz idea. The name was Scott's idea, and the idea was partially mine, and we kind of just all went together on it, and so we're just trying to reward these guys for taking the time to travel to Boise, and we have a lot in common with Boise, so we thought, let's try this little series between their Igniter and their Nightfire, and then our first 2 Saturday night races will count for a little points race for the funny car guys.
Well, so the winner of the Boise Bakersfield Blitz ends up getting a pretty good prize package with cash and nitro, enough prolong oil to get you through a weekend of racing, your blower restripping from Right Way blowers. I mean, there's a pretty good little prize package for working in this series and putting on a show.
Yeah, we threw together the cash and the barrel of nitro methane, and Dar, I give you credit. You've been out beating the bushes and getting some.
Wow,
you did, and
my goal is to make it at least as lucrative as winning the Heritage Series championship.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
no,
Another
we're on our
war.
way. We got a lot of response. And it's going to grow. We're going to encourage more guys to travel. I know it's tough, so we're just trying to, alleviate some of that expense that it takes to travel. This year we have a race in Salt Lake City, Mission, and also Boise. So we're just trying to help the guys out a little bit. But this deal is just us and Boise working together, trying to reward them for going back and forth. And we're going to see a growth in, I hope, and do more in the future.
Well, it's really great what you guys have been doing up there, and really really appreciate it. I mean, with the way that we've been losing tracks in Southern California, it looks like at least Famoso is going to be around for a while, and now it's my home track. I got to drive to it, and I'll be storing my golf cart up there if you don't mind.
We know
there's always some hook there, Dar. So you always got to work the owner of the track, don't you? By the way, I need a couple passes.
Hey, I got some Jegs hats here too that I'm.
Hey, not too many people recognize Dar without the Jegs hats.
Here, I was going to
throw them out to the stands. So we're going to throw them out to the spectators here. Hey,
there you go.
Hey, we're throwing hats out just like we do at Pomosa. Which,
And that's one of the things too that I'll be doing. During at the beginning of funny car runs, I'll head on down there in my Jegsmobile and throw Jegs hats into the grandstands. It's beginning to be a fun tradition that we're doing. That everybody wants to get a free hat out of this, but I really appreciate Jegs stepping up and shipping out the material so that we can get it to the people.
Hey, Blake, how about we do like an announcers blitz where we reward the announcers that come up to Bakersfield? I mean, can you and Dar work on a package?
Reward you for your travel? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you bringing the couch coach up or no?
No, that's for multi-day events.
Okay.
I'm just doing a guest appearance with Mr. English on Saturday. It's all the time that Mike English would allow me. But, hey, seriously, folks, great racing. Night times, you get to see the smoke and the flames.
Yeah.
And you guys have put a lot back into that track and have a big following up there, Blake.
How much does it cost to get in, Blake?
$20 for the whole show all day Saturday. If you come Friday, you can actually get a 2-day ticket for $25. And we also have coupons out being passed out, $5 off coupons, and we're done a little thing where anybody can help us pass those out and get rewarded for it. So you can jump on our website at AutoClubPomosaraceway.com and get a little more information on that. You can actually pass out these for us, and all those that come through the gate, you get rewarded for it and you get paid for it. So
wow!
And how much family comes in, and how much are their kids?
Kids 12 and under are free. So
you can't beat that.
All kids going to get a free Hot Wheel as well on Saturday.
Sweet, I'll be there.
And if I see a bunch of kids walking around, I always pull up behind them and say, "Have you gotten your Jegs Racer hat yet?"
Yeah.
And they'll look up at their dad and go, "Dad, is it okay?" And I'll hand out 4 or 5 right there. I love doing that for kids. They just really appreciate those hats.
This is just something you don't find, at every racetrack, and we try and we're doing these shows here, trying to be a little old school at it, and that's what the news do also when they run their Igniter and the Night Fire. It's a throwback in time, and the fans get involved, and they book Ed Jones every year, and he throws candy out to the fans. It's just old school, and we just really enjoy doing it, and it's a lot of fun for us and the fans.
Well, I'll see you Friday.
Sounds good. Thanks for the time,
I'll see you Saturday, and we got Robert Overhauser driving the California Hustler. He's up next. He'll be at the event this weekend, so he's on the phone right after you, Blake, and we'll see you up there.
And that car's running. They came and tested in the heat 2 weeks ago, and they ran pretty good. And it was hot, so that car's going to fly at night here.
Well, don't tell them what they ran because they'll scare some of the other guys off.
We got some good cars coming, so it's going to be a great shootout. Thanks for the time, you guys.
Okay,
thanks, Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
Bye.
Good guy, huh?
And he sure is. And he and his dad just work that track and make it better and better for every race. It's
you know
amazing.
what's different about them? They put money back into the track. You got great pit areas, great food up there. They really walk around, and if you need help or anything, they're there for the racers, and you don't see that too often. So hats off to the Bowser family.
And I think the really cool thing is too that they're putting on a show that's competitive then with a Saturday night movie, so that you can come in, dad and mom, or $20 a piece. All the kids get in for free, and you get a bunch of stuff with a Hot Wheels toy and a hat and all that stuff, and it's really a cool
deal. It's in 3D.
Absolutely,
you don't have to
without
pay
glasses.
No glasses.
No glasses.
Only Dar wears those glasses.
And
those
I only wear
3D
them
glasses.
so that I can see Bruce in 3D.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
What's that say about my flat personality? What are you talking about?
All right, we got Robert Overholzer, who drives Don Nelson's California Hustler Pontiac Firebird Nitro Funny Car.
Hey, Robert, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, Donnie, how you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing all right. I haven't seen Dar in a while, and all he talks about is you guys, so we're trying to calm him down a little bit. He's a California Hustler guy. He showed us his new California Hustler tattoo that he had on his back. He just had that. He's going to debut it he's going to debut it Saturday at your barbecue. So, he's really dedicated to the team. But hey, you're doing a good job out there. However, you came from driving alcohol funny cars, correct?
Mostly altereds and stuff like that, yeah.
Well, you've adapted very well to the funny car scene and doing a good job. What's the difference in driving that fuel funny car as opposed to some of the other cars you've driven?
It's a whole lot different. I mean, this is something I've wanted to do my whole life. I just want to thank Don for giving me the opportunity and getting me into that car and giving me the opportunity to show what I can do. That funny car, first thing I noticed was the loud. It was just insanely loud inside the car, and them things are like a rocket going down the track. But it's awesome. It's just unbelievable.
Of course, talk about Don. That's Don Nelson, who's
Don Nelson, yeah.
He's been around. He loves racing. He grew up, right around Prudhomme's neighborhood way back in the day, but never raced. This guy drove truck, busted his butt all his life. Now has a bunch of properties. Loves racing. And this is his second funny car he's had, and it's a beautiful car out there. Of course, designed by Kenny Youngblood.
Hey, Robert, what's it? Give me a little bit of information. What's it like racing with your dad?
I've raced with my dad my whole life. We have an absolute wonderful relationship. I've been going to Famosa. That track is our home track, and we've been going there. Well, he's been going there before I was born, but before I can even remember, I was probably about 3 years old throwing rocks with Brad Thompson out there. And I've been going there ever since I was born, and I love it. I had no choice but to get into drag racing, and I love it.
Now, your dad's co-crew chief with Smokey Alamon, and they seem to work really well together. And it seems like they've worked on and come up with a combination that really makes a difference in this car.
Yeah, you know what? They're thinking they work absolutely wonderfully together. I think they hit the ground running, and they bounce ideas off of each other, and it's just a very good team there. I mean, it's wonderful.
Well, you're number 5 in Heritage Series points and number 2 in Boise Bakersfield Blitz points. So good luck this weekend. Boy, is that easy to say.
Well, thank you very much. There's a lot of tough competitors out there, so we're going to need every bit of that for sure.
Well, we'll see you up there on Friday.
All right, Dar.
All right, Robert. Thank you for calling in. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
What a good guy, huh, Dar? He's new to the scene, doing a nice, clean job driving that car. Got a great crew. Of course, they run 2 cars in one pit area there, huh, Dar?
Well, they're joining pits. They run Smokey's Dark Side, which is a 79 Challenger. And Smokey tunes his car, and then John and Smokey tune the California Hustler. It's a really interesting combination. Of course, they're all out of Atascadero and Paso Robles area.
That whole group, all the guys that work on the car, they always invite you over for barbecue, and it's just they're having fun, and really what this whole nostalgia thing was cut out to be. It gets a little serious at times, but that's the competition.
Usually when it gets into the semis and finals, it gets really serious.
Yeah, well, I think it's serious when you walk through the gate, but, I'm not doing it right now. I'm here with you, Dar.
That's it.
But, hey, we had some good times up at Bakersfield. Last time with John Hale.
Yeah.
Huh? He had Great White come in.
That was an amazing. All the people. I won't use that word, but all the people who left early because it might be too chilly at night, and there was they missed a really great concert. There was a hell of a lot of fun on Friday night from Great White.
Of course, Jack Russell. He'd been through hell and back, but we did a quick interview with him. We're going to show that now. But the guy really followed racing and knew about Snake and the Mongoose, and he was toning up his voice before the concert and broke into an Orange County funny cars commercial. So I knew he was a good guy. But hey, Bruce, can we roll that interview with Jack Russell at Bakersfield, California?
Hey, Donnie Couch here for Speed Scene Live. We just finished the Great White concert with Jack Russell, and it was awesome. He rocked the whole pits. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Nice to be here. We had fun tonight. That was a great time.
I don't think you expected this kind of crowd, playing in the pit area, but we surprised you.
Yeah, no, it was really surprised. So we were told beforehand that it was like a private party. You expect like 200 people, I think we'd be sitting around sipping drinks,
A bar mitzvah or something that.
Yeah.
In the guy's backyard and everything.
People barbecuing, right? We're singing. No, it was actually really great. It was really fun, man. People were really having a good time. It was great.
Aside from the weather, it's probably like 50 degrees or less. We're trying to keep Jack warm through the whole concert, pre-show, after show. So it's been a challenge keeping everybody warm. And, the weather quit raining long enough to do the concert. Soon as he was done, started raining again,
how about
man.
That? Isn't that tripping?
So just in time. So we had a good time. Now,
it was great.
You've Southern California boy from Whittier?
Yeah, from Whittier.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're rocking Whittier. What's your saying about Whittier?
Nothing shittier than living in Whittier.
There you go. But, hey, Jack's got he's been to the races a few times and enjoys it. He knows about McEwen and Prudhomme, so he knows what we're doing out here in the racing world. Of course, we know what he does in the rock world, but you've had some experience at the Grand Prix?
Yeah, I went up to Willow Springs, and I took the racing school because we did the celebrity race for MTV.
Yeah.
One year it was a celebrity Grand Prix in Denver, and I remember before the race, I remember Sebastian Bach.
Okay, so you were at the Denver Grand Prix?
Yeah. So I was, and Sebastian comes up to me and goes, I told him I'd been partying. I mean, I hadn't slept. He goes, dude, you haven't slept for like 4 days. I go, I know. He goes, when are you going to sleep? I go, I'll sleep on the straightaways. So MTV, they're interviewing me. He tells the story. He goes, yeah, Jack Russell hadn't slept for like 4 days, man. He said he's going to sleep on the straightaways. I'm like, great, dude. And of course, I never got invited during the race after that, Wonder why. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time.
Of course, the iconic voice of Great White. He's still rocking it. Had a lot of health issues. People wrote you off, but you're back, and you're back strong. You really rocked the crowd tonight.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a hell of a comeback. Like the Rocky of rock and roll,
Well, that's we're glad to see you back, and hope to see you rocking for a lot of more years.
Thank you, Don.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Jack is back.
Hey, can you do one thing, Boris?
I hope John Hale has him back next year, huh?
Well, it
turned out to be pretty fun.
John's a pretty good guy, and for him to front the bill on bringing Great White in and setting up the stage and everything, the sound and everything, it's just one really great thing to do, and fantastic concert. And I think a lot of us kept warm on Tatouche bourbon that Chris Crable brought by. So
that would be Hollywood Chris
Crable.
Cannot refer to him just as Chris Crable.
Well, actually, now he's Seattle Chris Crable, but it doesn't have the same ring.
I know. He's trying to go with Seattle's best.
Yeah. Oh, is that it?
Starbucks is suing him. But
I think that's used.
You can't discuss it.
You can't.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Hey, you know what? These guys have been waiting on the phone for a long time. Don, Julian, are you on line too?
Yes, I am. How you guys doing today?
Hey, doing great, man. You called to tell us some goings on at Verona coming up. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're having a round two. I guess we all know about the tracks that closed in Phoenix, and it's terrible. And Steve Barchak, him and I got together, and we wanted to do a race up at Verona. So we're doing a F-Body versus Mustang on Friday night on the 14th. And then we're going to do a Pontiac Heaven race, which he's done for 15 years, and it's been a real hit. And I'm real excited about him bringing it out to Verona, because I ran his event last year at the Pontiac race, and it was just a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, hey,
Really
Steve's on line 4, and so welcome Steve to Speed Scene Live. So give me those dates again, Don, on when these events are coming up.
June 14th on a Friday night. It's our first Friday night race. And then our June 15th is the Pontiac and the Heritage race also. So Steve will tell you a little more about it.
Well, thanks for having me on here. I'm real happy to be here.
Oh, excellent, man. Good to have you.
Thanks.
So,
So what kind of cars are you expecting to show up this weekend?
Okay, well, we're running 3 programs, as Don mentioned. Friday night, this Friday, it's going to be an F-Body, which of course is Firebirds and Camaros, versus Mustang shootout. We're going to run an electronic, a non-electronic, and a trophy bracket. We're going to have special awards for favorite Mustang, favorite F-Body. We're going to have a low ET award, burnout contest, and more. It's going to be fun for street and strip F-Bodies and Mustangs, so everyone that's into these popular cars show.
And then what's happening on Saturday?
Okay, well, also on Friday night, too, is our warm-ups for the Nostalgic Show and Go and Pontiac Heaven, but the eliminations for these events will be Saturday, June 15th. It's the 15th annual Pontiac Heaven, which is for Pontiac-powered vehicles. Any type of vehicle can participate as long as it has a real Pontiac engine in it. And we're going to also run brackets and trophies, and we're going to have special awards also, like Best Engine, Best Paint, and whatnot. It'll be a great chance to see some really great running vintage GTOs and Trans Ams and some full size and all your favorite Pontiacs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Well, that's great. Let's all show up down there. Well, for the people who can't show up for Saturday Night Nitro at Famoso, there sounds like there's a great program going on at Verona.
And also, the 11th annual Nostalgic Show and Go eliminations will be Saturday night. We're welcoming all 1981 and older vintage cars to come out. We're also going to have a wild ASX shootout with some outstanding edgier seat, wheel stand, and altered wheelbase, and ASX type mid-60s cars. Extremely exciting to watch. That's going to be among our features on Saturday night the 15th, so it'll be really a great show.
Well, that sounds great. Thanks a lot for calling in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for having us. And Steve, we'll see you on Saturday or Friday.
Good job. Thanks, guys. Hey, you know what? Our buddy Mike English, he's the track announcer down there. I've been to Verona. Maverick Malloy won his first Wally down there in the Junior Dragster. What a beautiful
I didn't know
track.
that.
Yeah, it's a
Cool
great
place.
little track.
What do
But
you know?
Maverick Malloy, when the speed scenes, little kids were following up as their career moves up the ladder. He's driven speedway bikes. He's still riding them, and he's got a new Junior Dragster, and he's won a Wally already, so he's doing good. But Verona, beautiful place, beautiful setting. You talk about a nostalgic track. I mean, that's the track there. But
It's a cool place, carved out of the hills, and it's one of those places that needs to put on a Nostalgia Nitro Funny Car show. In my personal opinion.
Of course, Dar, if we're talking Nostalgia Nitro shows, we got 18 cars coming up.
We do.
I'm looking at this big list, and I'm just wondering which one are your favorites there. Well, who are you picking? Who are you going? Now, let's just do like top five.
Top
five.
Top
five. I already got my top
first,
five.
You first. All right,
Okay.
you first.
What?
Yeah, you first. Come on.
Well, hey.
Well, you threw me this curveball like I'm supposed to all of a sudden pick off top five here.
You're Dar, the funny car czar, man. You know all this stuff.
No, I can't
You're promoting
trump you,
it.
dude.
I mean, this whole race is about you. We heard Blake Bowser talk about you.
Well, remember who it was that got me started in funny car racing?
Cruz Petragon?
Jeff Gaynor.
Oh, that's right.
And
Wow.
you. Oh, I'm sorry, and
you
you.
could be in the lawsuit, too. Anyway, hey, so my top picks are, first pick, Dan Horan with my buddy, Ronnie Swearingen. They've really got a handle on this car. It's putting down some laps. Now, it's hard to pick because this Robert Overhauser and the California Hustler making good runs. I still think he needs a few more laps in the car to get consistent. But you know what? They're getting consistent pretty quick. Now, my third pick would be James Day and that Peddler. And the reason he's third, usually that car's the front runner. They've changed a lot of parts in that car. John Wirtz is getting a handle on all the new parts, the blowers, clutch pieces. They're laying down some good runs, and they've got a big summer tour planned. So they'll be up there trying to run strong.
Yeah, they're going back to Cordova, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to
that's pretty
Cordova,
great.
so they're going to be, trying to get this hot rod running because they don't mess around back in Cordova. Dennis Lasciardi is my fourth pick. Of course, he's got Corey Lee, the great Corey Lee, as his crew chief, and they've been a little behind the eight ball. I don't know what's going on. We need to get over there and talk to them, but they got all the talent. Corey's got all the parts in that thing. It's making good numbers. I think they just need to get some consistency out of that car. On the fifth pick, I don't know where to go on the Dar.
Well, I'll give you a long shot. Dale Van Gundy in the quarter pounder.
Well, seen that car run some 570s at the reunion.
And it is as good a driver as Dale is, for even going sideways and pulling it back in from runs that I've seen that you go, he ain't coming out of this one.
Sideways?
Sideways and up on two wheels, actually up on one wheel. And, but I for a long shot, I'll put Van Gundy in there.
You know what, Dar? That's a good pick. Of course, you gave me the updated list like a minute before we went on, so I didn't have a chance
I want
to
to keep
review
you
it.
on your toes.
Okay,
dummy.
so
all right,
Mr.
here's my
Funny Car.
here's
What's
my
your
five.
first pick?
All right, my first pick, and I'm not going to put him in any order except that I think it'll probably be Robert Overholser and Dan Horan in the final. I'll James Day definitely, Lasciardi definitely, and I'm thinking also Roger Garton.
Yeah, I would have picked Crable, but he's not going to be here. And I would have picked Crable not off his performances, but he gives us that free bottle of whiskey.
So if he can work on that delivery of whiskey, maybe we can put him back on the list.
UPS comes down to California, right?
Yeah,
that's
let
what
me
I've
give
heard.
you my box
FedEx, UPS, Chris. Little hint there. Anyway, Dar, I mean,
I think that's
18 cars, and there might be some other ones showing up.
There sure could be.
I should be able to change my picks.
No.
Like
This we'll be watching this on Saturday night from up at the tower and see who's got
I don't know
egg
if
on
Mike
their face.
English will let us in the tower.
Well, we'll see if they let Mike English
locks
back
the,
into Bakersfield.
Yeah. Well, we know they let him into Verona. So
Well, another car that's going to be up there. I mean, there's some interesting cars up there too. The Holy Toledo Jeep's coming back out with Dean Oberg driving. Dennis Taylor's Evil, Wicked, Mean, and Nasty has all the potential of kicking some butt and getting into the top 8. There's just an amazing collection of cars there. And if Will Martin, if his dad's getting better, if his dad's is having some health problems, if he can possibly, they're going to bring the car up. But we will see.
What about Bays and Rupert? I see there's another driver listed here.
Well, that is Devery Howard, and he is the cousin of Jason Rupert. And
so
they
he's
got
driving
him licensed,
the car?
They got him licensed last year. And, it's interesting.
That thing's the Heritage Series champion car there.
Two times. He's been having some problems this year, but, really...
Dos El Championo?
Dos Timos.
Dos Timos.
Oh, man.
And then also there's an interesting guy, Shane Harder, who's out of Washington State, and he'll be driving the Nitro Pirate Corvette of Les Leggett, and he's made a deal with Les to take over driving the car through the rest of the year for the California Hot Rod Reunion and the rest of the Nitro Saturday night. So... interesting stuff happened. It's like I wish I could just say, yeah, here's the guys that are going to win it, but I think this is a pick 'em.
Well, some pretty good picks, Dar. But hey, why don't we take a break?
Yes.
Go to commercial. Take a deep breath. We'll come back, and we'll probably get some angry people calling in because we didn't pick them to win the race. But we'll deal with that when time comes.
I'll give him a Jegs hat.
Yeah, give him a Jegs hat. Speed Scene Live. We'll be right back.
I'm Jack Russell and Gray White, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com. Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
And we are back. Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live. Hey, presto changeo, man.
Hey.
Wow.
All of a sudden the studio got a little crowded here tonight, huh, Bruce?
I know. And you know what? One of the guys that we're going to be introducing right now doesn't have a microphone yet because this is his mic.
Well, he can. I'll share mine. This is Ray Idings.
Okay.
Been the producer of One and Done, Pinks, Drag Race High, Pastime, of course. pastime with Brett Wagner, our buddy, the big swag.
Yeah, the
Guess
big
the
swag.
time, win the cash.
I know
right?
that dude. That guy is so tall. There's overhead lights. Obviously it's a studio around here, and man, he's banging into everything when he walks in.
You had to lift off this portion of the ceiling to put him in here last time, didn't you?
I already like Ray because he brought in Lynn Ayala with little eye candy for the show. People call in, they complain about the camera on Dar a lot, so we try to accommodate the viewers out there. Welcome, Lynn.
Indeed.
Thank you. Hello. Hi.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here tonight? I seen the new show, One and Done. I went out there with Lucky at Irwindale. That was pretty exciting. Nice concept. Of course, it's on MAB TV.
Yes, it is. And now MAB TV's on Direct and Dish, right? So
I did not know that.
30 million people. They went to 30 million people like overnight. From 5 million to 30 million.
Dude, I have Direct. I'm going to tune in, man. When did that happen?
Let's see. Direct was on the 10th, and I think it's like 219 is the channel.
Holy cow!
Hey, we gotta
it's
check
time to
that
race.
out.
Yeah.
219. We need some coverage. It seems like we're losing some of the shows, and
losing Speed Channel, and
absolutely. And as a matter of fact, you guys see Brett Wagner more than I do now, and so
well, I don't know if that's a good thing, but
we'll send him your way next time.
I'm surprised he wasn't working security at the door when we came.
Well,
in.
normally he does. Probably out of town because usually if he's in town, he's lurking on the stairwell out here.
One of the last TV roles I saw Brett in, he was a security guard. It was in an episode of Touch on Fox. So,
Nice.
but he plays it. You wouldn't want to go past that guy as security.
No. Is he much bigger in real life when you see him? You're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, you're this new show One and Done being shot down at Irwindale Drag Strip.
Yes.
It's a really interesting concept in that the guy who wins the race gets $500. You don't have to make it through a whole bunch of eliminations. You get picked. And tell us the format of this.
So it's a great idea. It's like the best parts of Pigs Pastime and Pigs All Out kind of thrown into a blender, right? So the winner gets $500. They can negotiate everything from the kind of start they want, from the arm drop to the move or start on the starting gun, whatever. They negotiate how long the race is going to be. Is it going to be to an eighth mile, whatever? It's going to be 400 feet. And if they win, they get $500. The other guy's vehicle is banned. Now, he can come back on the show with another car, but we take his car out. So his car's already shown that for this one time it can't win. But the winner, if he gets 10 stickers, comes at his own convenience, his own leisure. It's like a drag racing season on his own time. Wins 10 times in a row, $50K. That's like what Top Fuel guys get for the weekend.
That's not a bad deal.
So,
not a bad deal.
So if you lose,
Thank
they
you
take
for downplaying that for me. I was like, oh, that's like $50,000. You're like, yeah, whatever.
No, it's funny. I ran into Rich Christensen down at Irwindale Speedway. My son and I were running in the skid plate race that night, and ended up talking to him and Bob Pattison.
Yeah.
And Rich had said that you were one of my big supporters. You actually sent me an email like after the first show, and I said something like, hey, keep up the work, man. It's great to see anybody using a drag strip for a TV show.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for bringing some awareness. And not that I know more than the next guy, but I enjoyed the show, and I think Rich is an interesting guy. He has more than 9 lives, which is amazing in the television business, and now he's come back with this show, and it's pretty doggone good. Well, what's going on in the future?
Well, what's funny about One and Done, and just Rich and drag racing in general. Rich loves drag racing. I mean, he likes, just like us. We like the cars and all that, but we like the people. I mean, really, it's really about the people and all the people you get to hang out with, and so. You guys are always so gracious to me. Lucky's always so gracious to me. He didn't show up this time while I'm here. I finally made it to the studio, and he and Dynamite are gone. But that's okay.
We had to change the locks.
No, this is much better. Dynamite, you look great, by the way.
well, we've got Lynn, so
absolutely. But what's great is we're going to go on the road. So it looks like we're going to take One and Done around the country. We're still going to be at Irwindale. People still come to Irwindale. Matter of fact, we're working on, I'm not supposed to say this, but you guys won't tell anybody. Looks like July is the next when we get back out there and start shooting shows again. MAV TV's loving the show, committed to the show. We're going to do a gazillion of them, and I'll have some bigger announcements later, which I'll break on this show. But the big one is we're going to go on the road. So always the big kind of complaint with the show so far is been guys in the East Coast don't want to come out here to where you guys have all the sunshine. I know, crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, let's race in the rain. Stand around.
Absolutely.
Bring on the humidity.
The radio car guys, right? So we're going to travel to them, and somebody's going to win $50,000. And the great thing about this, if you have 7 stickers and another guy wins the $50,000, guess what? You get to keep going. It's not, we want to give out $50,000. Every time you get to 10, that's when you get 50. And so you're not out just because somebody won $50,000. I'm hoping to see a season where 3, 4, 5 times in a season we're giving out $50,000 to sportsman racers. Right?
How many shows have you shot so far?
So I'm a little bit of an overachiever. They asked me to shoot 12, and I shot 18.
Jeez.
So yeah.
So no wonder you got to get back there in July and get started again.
Absolutely. Well, eventually, I think the goal is for this show to be on every day. I would like to see it on every day.
Wait,
I can watch every day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we need it.
Come on, man.
We need it. It's a great
Come
show.
on. I mean, what is better than a guy coming onto a show and being able to tell his wife, look, I'm not crazy for spending all that time in the garage, right? I built this car. It got me on TV. I won $500 tonight. And just imagine what it's going to be like when he comes home with 50.
No, he's still crazy.
Well, he's still crazy. Because you know what? My favorite is, and I had to cut out of one of the shows. One of the guys says he wins his race. I give him his $500, and I go, "What are you going to do with it?" He goes, "This is going to go to my wife's medical bills." And I was like, "Great, man. What are you going to do if you win 50?" He goes, "I'm getting a new motor."
Yeah. See, if I won that money, I would give it to Dar to buy more Jags hats. Because he's all about that. What's Lynn do on the show? I'm kind of curious.
Lynn is not on What and Done. The reason I brought Lynn in is because, it's because of this group of guys.
To get you in the door, you brought Lynn.
Yeah, well, that too. That was part of the deal.
Yeah, I know the trick.
That was part of the deal.
That's why I bring Dar.
Hey, Dar, how you doing?
Hey.
What's up? Anyway, so because of, my entire career has been built around drag racing and racing, and it's because of you guys at home that sit on the couch and watch my shows and love my shows and support me in everything that I do, that I've got this opportunity to work with Lynn, who has this great new scripted series coming out. They're getting ready to shoot the proof of concept for the show, but it's called Lily. And let's let her talk a little, because she has a way nicer voice than I do.
Well, all right, tell us about Lily, Lynn.
I'm an actor and a producer now, and what I did was
and Kung Fu Master.
I'm not going to mess with her.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to that later. So what I did was I optioned a pilot from a writer. His name's David Simpkins. He was most recently on Grimm, and I attached a director, Michael Nankin.
I mean, right? Are you crazy?
Grimm, was it ABC or something?
NBC.
Okay.
Warehouse 13, Dresden Files. I mean, the guy.
Human Target.
Legit.
He's amazing.
Oh, jeez! I watched every episode of Human Target.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I was sad when it went off the air. That was 2 years ago, by the way. Anyway, back to the show.
He hasn't watched television since.
I know. In fact, it's sitting out in that Edsel Ranchero outside. That's my TV, and it's going to stay there. Nice. I'm sorry, Lynn, I interrupted.
That's all right. So then I attached director Michael Nankin, who most recently on Defiance, on Sci-Fi Channel. And I also got a hold of, I met Clay Milliken, race car driver.
We're sorry.
Yeah. You're sorry. And so Clay and I hit it off, and he wanted to be a part of it, and I thought, how cool would that be? Because I love cars and I love racing, and there's got to be an element of her name's Lily, and she's a former LAPD criminal gang homicide detective turned PI. And it's set in LA, and it's dark and it's gritty, but it has a very cool, we're all connected vibe. And I thought, how about a car guy that owns a garage, because there's always stuff going on with cars, And then when I talked to Clay, he said, "You got to meet my friend Ray. He's always wanted to do a scripted show." And so then I met Ray, and that's how it all kind of happened.
Well, so Ray, where's the show going to appear? I mean, is it suited to what network?
It's like
what channels?
it's like an FX network, or one of those channels, A&E. Now, obviously, what they have to do first is
Or HBO, Showtime, or Netflix, or
right,
we can just go on and on and on and on.
But like with any show, first
offers welcome.
Yeah, they have to shoot
right?
this, proof of concept to show that the show works and that it looks like they say it's going to look, and be like just like with any show, scripted or unscripted. So that's the first step. Then the next step is to go and sell it to a network, and then the next is just, I mean, can you not? You guys know Clay Millican. I mean,
yeah, I know him.
He's like
he's like the hillbilly John Borg.
Absolutely.
No, he is the hillbilly John Borg, but a great guy and a great driver. Very good on camera. No cookie cutter interviews. That's why I enjoy.
No, but he doesn't sound like he came from L.A.
No. That's great.
Southern L.A.
Matter of fact, let's
outside of
let's have a little fun at Clay's expense. So, I've done a lot of shows with Clay, Drag Race High and Burnout and a couple other things. Clay cannot say "let's go." When Clay says "let's go," it comes out "SCO."
SCO.
S''KO. Now, I always tweet that to Clay, so now all you're in the club, and I want you all to wear Clay out with "SCO," because that's what Clay says. "SCO! Let's go!" I love the guy, so I can't wait to see him try to tone down the hillbilly.
That sounds a lot of fun. Well, Clay certainly has a really good on-camera presence, and he's an amazing personality. He's really good for the sport of drag racing, and it's cool guy.
He gets out of the car, and it's like I said, no cookie cutter, interview. It's exciting, and he's excited. And it makes for a good show when you're sitting at home on the couch watching it.
Yeah, we're going to see the acting side of Clay.
Oh, boy, that's scary. That's scary.
I think he's going to be able to do it.
You didn't tell him who was going to play your ex-husband. Maybe you should tell him that.
Yes. My co-star is D.B. Sweeney, who...
you got it. Wow, look at you.
Yeah, so it's going to be very fun.
Wow. So have you guys shot the pilot? I know there's so much pre-production stuff that a TV show has to go through before people even go, thumbs up, let's buy a season or whatever, buy eight episodes or however.
What we're shooting is a portion of the pilot. So that's what we're shooting and working with that.
Man, I can't even imagine, getting a new show off the ground that is scripted. There's so much overhead, isn't there? There's so much prep, and then to turn it into a weekly series, it's like, I don't know how you even do that.
Have you seen any of the pilots for Race Plates?
Race Plates.
No, I have not.
Okay,
is this your
you
pitch?
will by the end of the show. We'll talk after the show. There's a cameraman and sound guy over there, and we're all pitching something here tonight.
Exactly.
Dar was pitching Jags hats earlier, so
and truly, I'm pitching Les Mayhew.
Oh, nice catch! Wow,
I can throw him and I can catch him.
Yeah, by the way,
Mayhew, he's the one we've been seeing all the videos.
Yeah, Les is the guy who shoots all the videos that are on here, but these are all segments, pieces of the shows that he's doing. But
Cat at 5D, is that what he's shooting on?
He shoots on that and Replay XDs and all different kinds of stuff. So he's basically a one-man band who creates some pretty interesting material that a lot of us drag racers really enjoy, and shoots it in a different way that's not the cookie cutter way that you see it coming out of ESPN or which is all a derivation of the Nashville network.
Right. Truth. Well, isn't it funny, as much as NHRA has progressed in their television coverage with ESPN, they're really taking a step back this year. They've taken, there's no more jibs on the track, and they can't get up next to the cars, and
that's a function of budget, I'm sure.
Well, no, I think it's a safety thing, because we've kind of lulled ourselves into these cars seem so much safer, and they are safer than they were in the 60s. But they're still inherently dangerous, and that's the excitement factor. 8,000 horsepower trying to be tamed is a violent thing. So it's just interesting to me that they've kind of pulled back the reins a little, and I hope there's some sort of middle ground there.
I think that they're trying to gain some audience back, and they're trying different things each time, because sitting home and watching it, there's some good racing, but I don't know. There's some things that need to be changed.
Well, if they could just get a consistent time slot, that would take care of most of their problem right there. It's hard when your audience can't find you. And I'm their audience. You're their audience. Everyone watching this show is their audience.
Right.
And nobody wants them to succeed more than me. And nothing drives me more crazy than, they pay this network to have their programming on there. And women's softball will preempt it. So you miss all of Pro Stock because of women's softball. No, because
watch out, she knows karate.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Her kung fu is very good.
And we should miss Pro Stock anyway and put in Pro Mod rather than Pro Stock.
Yeah, Pro Mod. Joe Lapone.
And Nitro and Nitro Harleys. End of story.
Nitro Harley.
Okay, we just fixed drag racing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I'll tell you who to bill.
Well, I understand you've raced Volkswagens in your early career.
Man, so
you got to know Corey Mack. And,
Corey and I are tight, and I love Corey. I remember Corey racing, back in the day before he got into Top Fuel. And so he's the patron saint of Volkswagen drag racers.
Yep.
Matter of fact, when I met Clay Milliken, that's the first thing I said to Clay is, do you know Corey Mack? Clay's like,
I'm sure he's heard of him.
Right. He's like, yeah, I was like, well, he is the patron saint. We love Corey.
He still has his Volkswagen,
He does.
Yeah, I talked to him about it a couple of years ago, and he said, "Oh yeah, I still got it. I'm just not going to bring it out."
Like 2 or 3 years ago, someone broke into his race trailer and stole a couple of his Wallies and stole one of his cars. Now his Volkswagen, is hanging in his it used to be hanging in his race shop. I don't know if it still is, but it was hanging upside down in his race shop. And I'm a fan of the ridiculous. And Volkswagen, especially fast Volkswagens, because that short wheelbase and all that grunt to the ground, they're just a handful.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And that's kind of what makes me like Pro Mod and even Pro Stock. I still like Pro Stock because they still have to shift. I mean, come on, let's give them a little bit of dip.
We're Nitro guys here, though.
No, I get it.
No.
Well,
anyway, we appreciate you coming on the show. and
poster. You need to go there on Saturday night.
Oh my God.
Nitro.
Saturday night Nitro.
We get our fix.
Right.
It like Flynn.
All right.
We appreciate you coming on the show and talking about one and done. Of course, we're looking forward to seeing all the episodes, and you're going to be heading back east and take care of some of those boys back there. And, Lynn, thank you for coming on the show tonight. We're going to just follow up with a couple things here.
Yeah, I would like to make sure, for one thing, of course, you already talked, Ray, about when the new season is starting to film. Do you know when it hits the air?
Yes, on the 20th of this month, the new season starts.
Okay.
And one more quick thing. So we are frustrated. We have no idea what this Lynn character should drive. And that is a question for the audience. So if they can work on that for us, what should she drive in this series?
69 Camaro.
69 Camaro. That's
we get one from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. We use that record.
That'd be a convertible.
Right.
Might get it cheap.
But the 20th, 8 p.m. On the East Coast, that's when One and Done is airing.
And what's the proposed, when are we going to see Lily on the air?
Well, we're going to be shooting soon, and then we're going to go from there. So hopefully we will...
That's right, because you got to find a slot. Somebody's going to say, "Yeah, let's do it."
Who are you going to wrestle for us?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like your thinking, young man. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in. It's really a pleasure meeting you, and
Thank you
good
very
luck.
much.
And please let me know when Clay's going to be there, because I got to get a photo of him in front of camera so that I can put it in Drag Racing Online for Agent 1320. Because that would be Clay is such a ham. You're going to have to add at least a half an hour to every take.
Hey, I might.
Absolutely.
We might have a place to find a car for the show. Haddix in the City of Industry is having a car show coming up. Of course, they're big with charities and everything, and support Speedway out there. We did a little interview with Newell Ruggles, who's putting on this event here next month. So they have quite a bit of cars out there, Lynn. Maybe we can find you a car there.
Donnie Couch here for Speed Scene Live. We're at Industry Hills at the Grand for the second race of the season. We run across Newell Ruggles, Haddix Auto Body. Newell, you're having a big car show coming up July 13th. Want to tell us about it?
Yeah, for sure. It's benefiting the Industry Sheriff's Youth Athletic League. It's pretty much an organization that helps inter-community kids, give them free sports programs, free camps, and all the money we raise goes directly to them. It's a car show, motorcycles. That's why we're out here. Industry, hopefully get some motorcycles, some Harleys, anybody that has classic cars. But it's a community event, festival. We got carnival games, food, vendor booths. It's a great community event. definitely come check it out. It's,
well, we'll be out there, but let me tell you, this is a big event. I can't even tell you how many cars and bikes, but you're shuttling people in from other parking lots. You got the bands there, the great food, especially the food. But what is this going to be your third year?
Yeah, it's our third annual show. It's grown huge. Every year we get more sponsors, more people. Last year we had about 220 cars and motorcycles. It's a great show.
Okay, folks, that's Newell Ruggles. The show is going to be July 13th, Haddock's Auto Body on Valley Boulevard, City of Industry. Look him up on the internet. Newell's out here just promoting this every week, and he does a great job, puts on the whole show over there, and they're really proud of him over there at Haddock's. Newell, thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you.
Back to you guys in the studio.
I just got a couple things that I need to mention of things that are going on here in the West Coast, and in addition to Saturday Night Nitro, it's really cool to see that Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park is the new name for Phoenix, for the Firebird Raceway in Phoenix.
Can you say that again, darling?
I got to look at it because I'm just not used to saying it. Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park.
I met the owners and the new guys that are running, not the owners, but the guys that are leasing it. Fantastic, totally committed. I think it's a new dawn for Phoenix.
Absolutely what we need, and it's really great. They'll be back first with drag boats and then drag racing. I believe starting in October they've got a schedule worked out. The other thing is that Mission Raceway up in Medford, Oregon, has been sprucing the place up. They're putting in new asphalt all over the place. They're painting the place. They're doing so much to it. And Kirk Hobson up there is doing a hell of a job getting all different kinds of cars in there. And on July 6th, he's got 4 Nitro Funny cars coming in to put on a match race, along with jets. And so
nice.
if you're in the Oregon area, head down to Medford, and you'll see a pretty doggone good show.
Man, are these some of the cars that we're seeing that are going to be
Smokey's Dark Side, the California Hustler, Wally Giavia's G-Man car, and I'm blanking on the last one, is Dale Van Gundy.
That was so much for blanking.
Yeah.
Man, we are so out of time, gents. It's been a party and a half, and Dar Hawthorne, good to see you again.
Thanks
Dar.
very much again.
And as well, you, Donnie Couch.
Ken and I will be at Speedway tomorrow night, City of Industry.
I might make it.
Nice, sideways and fast.
Yeah.
Lynn, great to see you in the
Thank
studio.
you.
Good luck on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, and Ray, man, good to see you.
Thank you, brother.
Another live show 1 week from right here at Speed Scene Live. Thanks so much for joining us. We do enjoy when you click it on and keep it on. And of course, the encore presentation of this very show runs next right here at SpeedSceneLive.com. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com.